The truth is simple. The rich don't chase money. They build systems that make money work for them. Most people chase motivation, excitement, and hope, and online gurus know that. So they don't sell real power. They sell the feeling of progress. Because inspiration is easier to package than a blueprint. Wealth doesn't reward the most motivated, it rewards the most strategic. And the people you follow aren't trying to make you their equal. They're trying to keep you in their audience. Now this is the dark psychology of online money gurus. They don't teach you how to escape the system. They teach you how to stay inspired inside it. They know something most people never realize: the easiest people to control are the ones who believe they are almost there. That is why they keep you chasing, not building. They give you the sensation of learning, not the power of execution. They know that people don't really want wealth. They want the emotions wealth promises. And as long as you crave the feeling of success more than the discipline of creation, you will pay them forever. This is the business model. Sell the dream, never the map. Sell the hope, never the system. Sell the illusion of progress, not the machinery of progress. Because if you ever truly understood what it takes to get wealthy, you wouldn't need them. You wouldn't be a follower. You would become a builder. And builders don't buy dreams, they build assets. The gurus don't want you to know that wealth is not emotional, it is mechanical. Wealth is not a mood, it's a machine. A machine made of leverage, systems, skills, assets, and attention. A machine that runs whether you feel inspired or exhausted. A machine that pays you even when you are silent. But instead of teaching you how to build that machine, they sell mood swings. They sell 10 steps to success, the mindset of millionaires. Do this for 30 days, and the audience applauds, not because it works, but because it sounds like it could. People don't want truth. They want permission to dream without work. They want shortcuts, not foundations. They want hacks, not discipline. They want money, not responsibility. They want wealth, but they don't want to become the kind of person wealth obeys. And the gurus know that, so they turn personal development into entertainment. They turn business into motivation. They turn skill building into a podcast clip. They turn creation into consumption. And the tragedy is this: most people will spend more time listening to success than building it. Because it is easier to binge content than to construct a system. It is easier to feel productive than to be productive. It is easier to admire wealth than to become it. Real wealth is boring. It is repetitive. It is system-driven. It is built on skills that compound, assets that scale, and distribution you control. It doesn't come from waking up motivated. It comes from being consistent, even when you don't feel like it. The wealthy don't need motivation. They need data, leverage, and ownership. They don't chase tips. They build engines. They don't chase trends. They create demand. They don't wait for opportunities. They manufacture them. And that's the real shift. The rich don't try to get money. They architect flows of money. They solve problems so big that the world has no choice but to pay them. They gain skills so rare that the market cannot ignore them. They learn how attention works, not to consume it, but to redirect it. They build assets that scale without their constant presence. They own distribution so no algorithm, no boss, no middleman can silence their value. Meanwhile, the average person still thinks the secret is motivation. They don't understand that motivation is entertainment. That motivation is the appetizer, but wealth is built in the kitchen, not at the table. And the kitchen is hot, silent, lonely, unglamorous, full of repetition, and requires obsession, not hype. So here's the shift. The goal is not to feel rich. The goal is to build something that pays you whether you feel anything or not. If you truly want wealth, stop being a collector of information and start being a constructor of systems. Stop looking for the next tip and start building the next asset. Stop admiring the players and start becoming the architect. A wealthy life is not built on hope, it is built on cause and effect. Skill is cause, wealth is effect. Attention is cause, income is effect. Ownership is cause, freedom is effect. But the gurus won't say that, because if you knew how to build, you wouldn't buy. You would outgrow them. So here is the real blueprint they never give you. First, solve real problems. Money follows solutions, not vibes. The world pays people who remove pain or create value. Second, gain rare skills. Not motivation, not mindset, not morning routine skills. Skills that can't be automated, replaced, or ignored. Skills that multiply the value of whatever they touch. Third, control attention. Attention is the new currency, and if you don't know how to attract it, direct it, and convert it, you will always work for someone who does. Fourth, build assets that scale. Digital products, software, media, intellectual property, brands, anything that works while you sleep and multiplies without burning your time. Fifth, own distribution. Email lists, communities, platforms, audiences you control. Because if someone else owns the bridge between you and your customers, you don't have a business, you have permission. Sixth, understand leverage. Wealth is not earned in hours, it is earned in scale. If your income depends on your presence, you are not free, you are rented. Seventh, detach from motivation. Build systems that function whether you feel inspired or not. Discipline is the engine. Consistency is the fuel. Automation is the multiplier. Execution is the bridge. And eighth, stop being a consumer of dreams and become a producer of results. Because the real reason most people stay broke is not that they lack opportunity, but that they treat information like achievement. Listening is not building. Planning is not executing. Wanting is not creating. If you want real wealth, stop asking what should I learn next, and start asking what can I build now. The world does not pay you for being motivated. It pays you for being useful, scalable, and irreplaceable. And once you understand that, the spell of the guru breaks. You no longer need them to hype you. You no longer wait for permission. You no longer confuse inspiration with progress. You stop chasing the illusion of wealth, and you start constructing its architecture. Because the real flex is not how much money you make. It's how little of your life you have to trade to keep it flowing. The real goal is not to retire at 65. It's to own your time before the world owns you. And the real revolution is when you finally stop asking who will teach me and start declaring, I will build what they refuse to explain. That is the shift. From follower to force. From audience to authority. From dreamer to builder. And once you cross that line, you will never again be hypnotized by the performance of wealth, because you will be too busy engineering the reality of it. You've just seen behind the curtain, and now you can't unsee it. The question is, what will you do with this truth? You can scroll away, drown again in the noise, keep listening to the same sweet lies that kept you small, or you can stay here, where we dismantle illusions and rebuild real power from the ground up. If you're tired of empty motivation, tired of fake success stories, tired of chasing instead of creating, then don't just watch, subscribe. Because this is where the truth continues. This is where we move from exposure to execution, from mindset to machinery, from fantasy to formula. What's coming next isn't another pep talk, it's a blueprint. The kind that shifts how you think, how you build, and how you earn. So if you're ready to stop being a spectator and start becoming a strategist, hit that subscribe button right now. Because the next video won't just teach you, it will rewire you. This is where the real builders begin.